Hi. Hey, Facebook friends. How are you? Happy Friday. How are you doing? Welcome to today's show. My name is Gina Badality, and I'm the owner of Embracing Imperfect, which is a lifestyle blog for moms raising kids with special needs and special challenges. And how are you today? It is Friday what date is it? I don't even know, the 17th. This month has this month been like really flying for you too? Because I feel like it's almost over. And it's just been going so fast. So thank you for joining me today. As you know, every Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern time, I do Facebook Live, and I almost missed it today. I was downstairs, soaked in sweat from my workout, had run to the store, drinking a Starbucks, contemplating lunch, doing some app things, opening mail, and realized, oh my God, it's 1:45. I have a 2 o'clock show. So I am really very off the cuff today because I didn't do a whole lot of planning this week. Really got away from me, and but it's all good. So that's fine. So today's topic is, ta-da! Whoops. Oh, there it is. How to talk to people you disagree with. So I did this thing where I had this fantastic idea for a talk today. It was like back on Tuesday, I had written it all down. I hadn't written it all down. That was the problem. I had the idea. I was struggling to come up with an idea. And like Tuesday night, I came up with the idea. I was in the shower. I was going through what I was going to say. I got out of the shower and I had a heavy workload, and the idea walked out of my mind. So this is the one, how to talk to people you disagree with. So I thought this was a really important issue because if you look at my friend list, you will see that I have 1,100 friends on Facebook, and I have real life friends, and I have old friends, I have new friends. I enjoy making and meeting friends. I have my fitness friends and my church friends and my old church friends and people I knew from high school, which is kind of the beauty of Facebook. You can hook up with people you knew in high school. But I don't do like contentious relationships. And I don't mean that I don't do contentious relationships. I guess I mean that I'm selective about my friends. But how do you talk to people you disagree with? I thought this was a really important topic because everything that's going on politically, especially within this last week, has made people very upset with each other. And the problem is, here in the United States, we have all started to take our political opinion, and remember, your politics is just your opinion. And we have started to take it personally as an affront, and it's really not a good place for us to be here in America, because we should be able to openly discuss ideas without getting upset. And so what's going on then is you build up this idol of something you believe in your brain, and then when you see someone you like and they speak against it, you get this little kind of like almost like a little burning feeling inside of, oh, that is so crushing. But again, like I said, it's just your opinion. Everything, a lot of things are just our opinion. Not everything's our opinion, of course. There are actual facts and figures, and there are other things like our faith and our consciousness and our more abstract emotional feelings that are not just our opinion, but are based on more than that. And I think we kind of need to separate all these things. So, but when you're in life, you want to have friends and relationships, and you want to have a diverse array of friends, right? You don't just want to have friends that look and feel and think exactly like you, right? And I feel like this is almost a trend that people are starting to do, right? But because I actually never knew. I am from New York, and when you're from New York City, let me clarify that, because there's New York and then there's the rest of New York. And those of us who are from New York City don't really pay a lot of heed to the rest of the state, which is actually much bigger than the city. You can walk from the top of Manhattan to the bottom of Manhattan in like half a day. So yeah, it's small. It's got a lot of people. It's dense, but It's not the universe. It's not even all of the state. And so when I lived there, everyone I knew thought like me. Even the people who I thought were extremely different from me were only a few shades of gray away from me. And it was not until I moved out of New York State altogether and here to Pennsylvania that I met people that really had different opinions on me. And what happened was that we became friends first. They were my friends in my old church. And we became bonded through a thing that happened at our church, and we became very close. And then, in the back of my head, I thought, I bet they don't think like I do, because they're not all from New York and New Jersey. And sure enough, they didn't. By the time I got there, I was already very committed to these friends who are, they're deep in my heart, and their opinions were very different than mine. So it's okay to talk to people you disagree with. And we need to continue to talk to people we disagree with to get a full, rich experience. And I think that's something that we're having a hard time with. Now, when I also wanted to talk about, as you probably know, if you look at my feed, I am very passionate. I am like too dark here. I don't know how to get any lighter. Is that too much light? What, it look kind of spooky? It's too much glare on my glasses and my jewelry. But you know that I'm very passionate about a particular health and wellness topic. I'm actually very passionate about toxins and getting toxins out of our life and healing the negative behaviors within my kids who have disabilities, Down syndrome, and autism. And I am passionate about those things. I'm also now passionate about fitness too. But one particular issue that's extremely contentious that I do talk about. And when I'm talking about something contentious, I think if you're talking to someone and you're talking about one of these hot button issues, like abortion, like do you love or hate President Trump, like the V intervention that they put into your arm to prevent diseases, allegedly. When you are talking about, you can't say the V word, or Facebook will go, no, we're not going to let anybody see that video. But when you're talking about these issues with people, there are people that you can influence with your opinion. There are people you can openly share your opinion because you're close friends and you want to be honest with them. But there are also people who you are never, ever, 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 ever going to budge, right? So if you are never, ever, ever, ever going to budge someone, don't talk about that topic with them. That is a good way to have peace. And I'm going to tell you too, I have 1,100 friends here. The last time I blocked someone recently, I almost never unfriend people. Almost never. I really think in 10 years I've been on Facebook, I've unfriended like 5 people. And people who unfriended me first. If you unfriend me, I will unfriend you. Or if you block me or something like that. But really, it's only been like, I don't know, less than 10. And the reason is because I pick my friends carefully on Facebook. But not always, because if I knew someone from high school, I'll connect with them. I don't know where they stand on anything, right? Because I haven't seen them in 30 years. But I am very just careful when you're talking about a controversial issue. Be careful who you talk and how you talk, especially if it's one of those issues that gets, that sets a little pilot light on your heart on fire, and then you're like, the next thing you know, you're all flushed and you're feeling frustrated. And for close friends, so this goes for close friends too. If you have close or kind of good friends and you know where they stand and they don't agree with you on this political issue, this controversial issue, this cultural issue, this medical issue, whatever it is, and they are really rooted deep on the other side, you can maintain your friendship just by not talking about that topic. Stick to the common ground. Stick to, how are you, and be kind. How are you doing? I think it's more than just common ground. right? Building relationships is more than just figuring out what your common ground is. It's really, and this is something I had to learn because I was never taught it. And if you're never taught it, you don't know it. But really think about like asking people about how are they doing? How is their day? Like try to make a mental note. And if, I don't do this, but I probably should because I have a terrible memory. But try to, unless I get you on my prayer list, and you could be if you wanted to be. If I get you on my prayer list, I've probably written your name down with some notes. And it's really only 3 pages I've got of it. So it's not a whole lot of people. But you can write down details about a person so that you remember them and that you remember to ask them about. I had someone I know that we're starting to build a friendship. I hope. Anyway, she was moving and I thought she'd already moved. So I actually know a couple of people who are moving. So I have to probably catalog that somewhere. And so I asked her how the move went, right? So like those are the kind of things you want to do. You want to look for common ground. You want to not touch hot button issues, especially, oh my gosh, if you have a brand new friend or even worse, a brand new colleague, don't talk about those hot button issues with them. Now, I do talk about hot button issues from time to time on my feed and on my Facebook page, but I have plenty of friends who don't respond. I see people see it responding and liking, and then I see a whole group of people that I know really well just not even commenting on it. So they've done the reverse. They're the ones who disagree with my stance on these opinions, and they are just not responding. You don't always have to take the bait and start an argument. So I think this is a really good way to have peace in your life. I know that that was part of the embracing peace was my logo for today because I think we really need peace. And as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus, we are called to be peacemakers. We are not called to be troublemakers. So I work really hard on that because sometimes I'm on a website and I want to make I'm not the wittiest person alive, but when I think of a really good one, it like knocks it out of the park. This only happens a couple of times a year, by the way, if even. And I have to hold myself back from from making snide and hilarious comments because as part of my faith, we are called not to do that because we are not meant to be hurting and irritating people. We are meant to be pleasing to be not people pleasers. Not that you can't stand your ground for what you believe in, but you should be stand your ground for what you believe in, but be people pleasing. You don't have to engage every Facebook argument, and you don't have to make a snide comment. You don't have to use what's it called? Not sarcasm. It's snark. You don't have to use snark. I tell you, if I wanted to be, I could be the queen of snark. I'm not bad at snark at all. But it is like a lot of people hate it. So you shouldn't be snarky. But I think we're called to people. We're called into this life, whether or not you're a Christian. I think we're called in this life to be in community with other people and to befriend each other and to be kind to each other and to help other people with what we need and what they need. And one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this was because I actually, we have a new pastor at our church, and he did he's very fire and brimstone kind of guy, but it's okay. He did a sermon, and he was talking about how he was talking to someone, and they had been talking for like an hour or something about nothing at all related to the church. And the guy was like, just by the way you're talking, I can tell like you didn't criticize me, and you weren't unkind to me, and you didn't comment or judge on this or that. And I like when he said that, like that really blew my mind, because I thought, how many times are we talking to someone and we are really, we're not judging, even if we're not judging with our words, how many times are we actually not judging with our looks, our eyebrows, or did we roll our eyes? Did we do a heavy sigh? Like that's not, and in order to get to the point where you can talk to someone and they feel that comfortable, that they can see you are a follower of God without having you said a single thing about it. To get to that level, it really has to go, it's deep. And you don't have that, what I still have now, that surface snark that's right under your brain of, I thought I forget what, I can't use it. I think that we all need to sit down and kind of cultivate, why are we in community? Why did God build this earth with 7 million other people on it? 7 billion other people on? Because I think we're all supposed to help each other. We can all have something that's in our past, in our life, that we struggled with, and that we can help someone. Some of these are solutions, so, like I'm a blogger, so sometimes it's a product or a service, right? But sometimes it's just, I changed my mindset. And that's one of the things that I wanted to keep doing this year with my Facebook Lives, is encourage you to like change your mindset. Don't always leave looking for the other person to change. And, there are people who are never going to change. You can not going to convince a doctor to change or a doctor's spouse to change your mindset about a medical intervention, very likely a Western medicine intervention. It's not going to happen. So why are you going to go there? All you're doing when you go there is poking the bear. So don't do that. Instead, just look for the common ground and share what has been good and beneficial to you and helped you, that you might help others. I think anybody can do that. I don't think Christians corner the market on that. I think, in fact, I see a lot of people I know who are not in the faith who do it very well and way better than me. But that's what I think. I think we should be, stop setting the world on fire every time. I followed a bunch of people on Facebook, and in the particular crowd that I run with about the medical intervention I discussed earlier, a lot of people post a lot of negative, sad, dark, and depressing stuff. And I don't want to unfollow anyone, but and I understand the point of doing that. Like, I get it. It's important that people know that this is a far riskier procedure than it's presented, and has life-altering or life-threatening risks. But at the same time, why do we have to constantly be with the darkness? I want to see solutions instead. Okay, that's, I understand you're out there trying to convince people that this is a bad thing, but at the same time, why don't we just shed light on the possibility that there are good things out there, and that there are interventions that can help you detox whatever chemicals are in your body, or heavy metals, or whatever's in your body. You can detox them. Let's talk to each other and befriend each other as people with common ground that have an interest in living a healthy life. And on the same token, on the other side, I'm not a big fan of pharmaceuticals at all, because medications have hurt someone very close to me. But at the same time, I do take medicine. So it's kind of a balance, right? You've got people who are 100% medical intervention for everything, and you've got people who won't go anywhere near Western medicine. It's all holistic health. But I'm more a person in the middle. There's sometimes you need a surgery, you need surgery. You can't really, holistically get yourself out of needing something that's poisonous in your body removed, right? not necessarily. So it's a balance, I think. And I think if we keep in mind that it's a balance, and everything in life is a balance. Nothing is all or nothing. And if you're going to be on Facebook or any social media, if you're going to live a content and happy life, if you're going to embrace peace in your life, you're going to need to walk the middle ground a little bit. And so it was interesting because someone I followed the other day said, they said that why is everyone on politics all or nothing? It's got to be one complete extreme or the other. And it's true. Real life is not really lived on the margins. It's not really lived at the extremes. It's lived somewhere in the middle where you can make your best compromise in the middle. I mean, and if you are really far over there or far over there, that's great. That's who you are, but that's not going to be most people. So I think that's a really key concept. Okay, and there was just one more thing I wanted to mention because this is really important. So I was talking about products, and I do sell products, and I promote products. And I think one really important thing to peace and calm in your life. So like I was saying before, treating other people well, like I said, when the pastor said that thing that the guy recognized him as a Christian without him saying anything about his faith, it comes from inside. It's inside who you are. So you need to kind of work on your own inner peace. And then the other thing you need to do is you need to be authentic. And I can't stress this enough. And I know two people who are business people and wonderful people. I love both. I don't know them well enough to love them, but they're really great people. And I hope they're people who I can build my relationship with as friends. And both of them have completely different approaches to their businesses. And one of them is, how do I say this? Seems authentic, but it's almost a little too much about the business. And the other person really, truly is 100% authentic all the time, even though there's plenty of stuff about the business this person runs. So I think we need to be really, really careful when we are ourselves on Facebook and we are people who are in marketing or people who have a product or people who have a blog, a product, a business, a network marketing thing, whatever. None of these are bad things. We all use products. We all use different businesses. We all read blogs mostly. But there's a way to do it in which you are really being you. And so I found this for myself that I used to do a lot of product reviews. I'm kind of getting back into it, but I used to do a lot of product reviews and they were just never really sat right with me. But there are some great, amazing products I do use, and I want to let you know that I use them, and it would be great to partner with the companies that I use them for, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm going to not tell you about the products that I'm not getting paid for. So for example, my daughter has Candida, and we are now trying something new. We are trying BioRay, Liver Life, and adrenal support. I could work with them. I might, but I haven't yet. I don't know that they will. They had a sale and I put the money out of my pocket to buy these products. And I had a really good feeling from BioRay because the lady spent a half an hour on the phone with me, which is some amazing customer support, going through what my daughter needed to combat her issues and which products will work for them. These might not work. We've been dealing with 2 years of Candida. Candida is a tough sell. I also just found out that the doctor I worked for has a book with a whole section on Candida and how to meet that challenge with essential oils. So I just ordered those books off of Amazon. So those are coming in the mail next week. But I think we need to be very open-minded. We need to be peaceful, and we just need to be extremely authentic and keep away the hot button issues, especially from people we don't know well. Now, if you get to know someone and they are on the same page with you, oh, please go ahead and have a discussion, have it privately, meet for coffee, I'm big on Messenger, Facebook Messenger chats. Do that. Find your tribe, create a group, talk about what you want. Don't think, though, that a troll won't come into your group and make trouble. But for the most part, you can talk about anything you like. And that's it. So I am going to be, if you saw my Facebook post earlier, I'm going to be doing Facebook Live quick little short ones every day for the rest of the month. And I'm going to be talking about CBD oil, which I do sell. So let me know if you're interested. And I also sell organic skincare. And essential oils. It's the same thing, same company. I do, again, but I don't want to ram that down anybody's throat. But if we're having a good sale, I'm going to let you know. We're having a great sale right now on something, but on a package. And on sign up if you ever want to sell or. There we are. Okay, so that's it for me, and so I hope you are having a great Friday, and I will be back here next week at 2 o'clock. I'm hoping that by next week I have a better lighting situation, but it might be 2 weeks away. I'm waiting for my product to come. And that's that. So let me know what you think about this Facebook Live. Do you have difficulties talking with people? Are you constantly unfriending and blocking people on Facebook? You can hide someone for 30 days, which I find I do that sometimes when it's a very hot issue, when there's a hot issue in the news that I don't really feel like dealing with looking at politics anymore. Share what you do. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming to my Facebook Live, and I'll see you next week. If you have anything that you want me to talk about, let me know. And my desk is shaking. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So you have a great day, and I will see you next Friday. I will see you tomorrow if you're on my Facebook stream, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great weekend, and remember to embrace the imperfect within you. And then just be real about it. Okay. Have a great day. Bye.